It was a night like no other, a wet, shimmering evening in Funky Town, where the rain didn't just fall, it danced. I stood at the edge of a narrow street, bathed in the red glow of the red, that reflection that rippled across the slick pavement, casting long ghostly shadows of neon lights and flashing signs. The city had a pulse tonight, more alive than I had ever known it. The red reflection was no accident. It was the city's heartbeat, a surge of life that you could feel under your skin. No one talked about it, but everyone knew. Funky Town had secrets, and tonight it seemed to be sharing one. As I stepped into the street, the puddles shimmered and swirled around my boots like molten glass. The haunting sound of a whistle somewhere far off, the melody blending in harmony over a slow rhythm guitar in the distance. And then I saw it, the red Jeep. It stood parked at an odd angle under a dimly lit street light. Rainwater ran off its hood in rivulets, turning its once shiny surface into a dull matte red under the glow of the city lights. But something about it drew me in, like it didn't belong here, and yet, at the same time, was exactly where it was supposed to be. I walked towards it, my reflection merging with its glossy red surface in the puddles below. The windows were fogged over, but I could just make out the faint silhouette of someone inside. The city had an energy tonight, and the Jeep, it felt like it was part of it, a vessel for the night's mysteries. As I approached, the door creaked open without a sound. Inside sat a figure, dressed in a dark coat, hands resting on the wheel, staring straight ahead. The windows steamed over from the inside, obscuring their face, but something in the air told me this was the moment I'd been led to. Without a word, I climbed in, drawn by something more powerful than curiosity. The woman behind the wheel turned to me slowly. Her features became clearer as the mist faded from the glass. My breath caught in my throat as I recognized her. Rebecca, my guardian angel. Her face was calm, almost serene, but her eyes carried a depth that spoke of things yet to come, of paths yet to be taken. The rain outside blurred into a wash of light as the Jeep glided forward, the city around us shifting once more, time and space bending in its wake. The lights of Funky Town flickered, distorted, and faded, until only the red glow remained. Rebecca drove in silence, her hands resting lightly on the wheel, as if guiding the Jeep through a world only she could see. And then, without warning, she spoke, her voice gentle yet firm, cutting through the fog like a beacon. You've always wondered what lies ahead, haven't you? She asked, though it wasn't a question. The future has always felt just out of reach, like a red reflection in the rain, close enough to see, but never to touch. I swallowed, my heart pounding in time with the city's rhythm. Yes, but why tonight? Rebecca smiled and glanced over at me, her eyes shimmering with something I couldn't quite place. Because tonight the veil is thin. The choices you make now are shaping the future more than you know. I saw something shimmering in the distance, a glimpse of a life I hadn't yet lived. My future? I saw myself standing in a gallery surrounded by people. My paintings hanging on every wall. The voices around me spoke of success, but there was something more. Something deeper. I saw myself walking, moving with a strength that I had fought hard to regain. I was free, healed, alive from the stroke that had nearly taken my life. Every step had been a battle, every brushstroke a triumph. And now I could see it all coming together. As quickly as the vision appeared, it began to blur. The light dimmed, the rain returned, soft and steady. The red glow of the city seeped back in, and I was once again in the Jeep with Rebecca, the moment slipping through my fingers. What must I do to make this real? I asked, turning to her. Rebecca's eyes softened with a kindness as she looked at me, and in that moment the noise of the world around us faded to nothing. You've already taken the hardest step, she said gently. You survived. Now you must trust in your strength. The path to the future is not easy, but it's yours to walk. I looked at her, trying to grasp the weight of her words. But what about here, now? What must I do? She smiled again, a knowing, peaceful smile. Here and now, you must let go of the fear that still holds you back. You've already proven you can fight, but now you must trust yourself to live. Embrace the unknown. Never stop believing in the person you are becoming. The Jeep slowed to a stop at the same end of the block. Rebecca turned to me once more, her hand resting lightly on mine. The future you saw is not a dream. It's a reflection of your strength, but only you turn it into reality. And with that, she faded into the mist, leaving me standing on the rain-slicked street. The red Jeep was gone, the pulse of the city returning to its quiet hum. I stood there, looking at the faintly lit streetlight, where the red Jeep had found me. I followed the sound of the haunting whistling melody somewhere far off, inviting me to sit down and absorb what had just happened here over a long, slow, relaxing drink.